Hey everyone, how you doing today? I wanted to give you an update on a video that we did probably about a year ago, talking about our gate that we were adding something to hopefully Colt proof our gate. And so let me go and show you it and explain what's been going on. So I'm going to apologize in advance because of the wind. It's been very windy today, so that's why I'm doing this video now instead of earlier. It was just really windy, up to 20-mile-an-hour winds, maybe even 30, depending at the time. Hopefully it's not going to be as windy and you'll be able to hear me. So I put this metal piece here on our gate to keep Colt in, and it's worked very well keeping him in. The problem is we've been having some dogs get in, and so what we did to adapt it was we put this wire with this hook on it, a carabiner, that we just used to keep that shut so that the animals can't push on it and get in. But that still hasn't stopped them, because this past Sunday we had those same dogs over, and our two dogs, Jane and Colt, did what they were supposed to do and protect the house. The dogs weren't hurt too bad, but they were they get into a fight, and finally we're able to get these two up and put them up and get the dogs out of the gate, and they went home. So I mentioned that those dogs were here because we didn't have these two things in front of this part of the fence where, pull it back, the wire has come off of the fence, plus it needs to be clipped together there, so the hole's not as big, because we don't know if those two dogs came in through there or if they just climbed over that, because Jane, she just loves to climb. She climbs out of our pen over there behind the shelter. The fence kind of leans over a little bit, so she's able to climb up and get out. And same thing with the fence that blocks the back and the front. There's a big gap between posts, and so it leans a little bit. She's able to climb out and over. So here on this fence, she either gets out down there, or she jumps up onto, basically gets her paws up on the chain and then hops out. So we will have to figure out a way to keep her from getting out that way. But she's just a climber, and she just loves to be able to get out and where she wants, which is good and bad, because we don't want her on other people's property where she can get in trouble. But it shows that she is smart and intuitive in figuring out things, which is a good attribute to have in our dog on the homestead. Hey Malachi, do you like Jane? They like each other. Jane just likes to show a lot of loving, and Malachi is like, no. So yes, well, we were able to Colt proof our gate. It has not been able to keep Jane in or other dogs out. So we got to figure out a way to get that to work so that we don't have to worry about it as much, so we don't have to worry about other dogs being in our place, and also Jane getting out when she's not supposed to. Oh, that one spot I was telling you about that Jane likes to go over is right here. As you can see, it's bowing down because she likes to go right there. So I'll probably put a T-post probably right about here where my hand is, and get this straightened up, and hopefully it won't lean as much. Now, the only thing about that is now she'll have a more sturdy spot to climb up on, but it looks like, from what I can tell, whenever Jane likes to climb, she likes to be able to lean on it and get it to basically kind of lean forward so she can just easily hop over. She doesn't like to actually climb up and then climb down to get over. Something else I want to mention is about our chickens. So around my birthday, I believe, we had some chicks hatch from eggs that some of our chickens sat on. And so they are now becoming old enough to be able to distinguish between if they're roosters or hens. And so we're finding out that we have 1, 2, 3. Let me get over to this one. 4, at minimum, roosters from those 7 chicks that hatched. So not a great ratio, because we'd rather have hens than roosters, but hey, that adds to our freezer space, because we need to make sure that nothing goes wrong with the flock, because we don't want our hens to get stressed and start molting a lot, because that means they won't be laying eggs, which right now we're not getting much eggs at all, if at any. So maybe they're getting too stressed because of too many roosters, which is very possible. But we're going to keep this one that's in the foreground, because he has been a really, really good rooster. He protects the flock. He doesn't attack us, doesn't attack Malachi or the animals, unless, you know, they're being chased. Then he may go to try to stop, like Jane, from chasing the chickens. But he also settles disputes between hens and roosters. Really, Malachi? So as I was saying, that if you have too many roosters, it can cause stress on your hens. One way you can tell is if egg production has gone down. That means that they're too stressed to lay any eggs. Now it is getting to that time of year where chickens will lay a whole lot less eggs, because during the winter months when it's too cold, they put all their energy in getting rid of old feathers, which is called molting. Another way you can tell is if your hens are stressed is if they are molting at like unusual times or a whole lot. Hold on, Malachi. So we have several hens that if I were to go into the coop, I don't want to because I've already locked it up. You can tell some of them have been molting quite a bit. Now sometimes they look like they're molting, but they actually may not be molting, because as you saw, a rooster was trying to mount a hen, and sometimes the hens don't like it, and so they run away. The rooster's trying to grab them with their beak, and so they'll pull feathers out. So you just got to watch your flock and see how those things go about. Another thing you can do is see if there's any loners. What I mean is, one of our roost hens, which she's right there, but she's hard to see. She's a golden lace Wyandotte, but every night for the past week, she doesn't want to come in whenever I go to give them all feed. And I'm thinking she gets a lot of the roosters out going after her a lot more than the others, and so she just doesn't want to be around them, and that's why she's being a loner. That's a good indicator to know that they're stressed, is they just like to be off by themselves, away from either other hens or away from the roosters. So this is why you don't want to have too many roosters to your flock. We've been keeping about 1 rooster for, if we can, 20 hens, but the since we've got so many roosters right now, we're going to have to purge and have a decrease in our chicken population. But again, that's just so we only have one rooster for all the hens that we have. They say you can have 10 to 12 hens per rooster, but from my experience, okay, that commotion was because a rooster was trying to mount a hen, and Golden, the main rooster, went to stop him, and he did stop him. So there was a whole lot of clucking and blah type of noise, as you heard. So anyways, back to what I was saying. Basically, from our experience, if you have 20 birds, one rooster is good for that. Especially if you have a good rooster like Golden, who watches the flock very well, who protects the flock, who tries to keep everyone in line, and he wants everyone to know he's the boss and that you need to listen to him, but at the same time, he's not going to hurt you. Just wanted to give you that tidbit of information on why the hens may be stressed. I know I didn't explain it earlier. Hope you guys have a blessed day, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. For watching the video, push the thumbs up to like the video. Also hit that subscribe button, also the bell, so that you can get notifications when our videos come out.
Check us out on our social media pages too. The links are below. Bye y'all!